The Chargers played the Rams on Saturday, and unlike that Seahawks game from last week, there were some pretty good moments in this one. That Seahawks one was rough, but even though the Chargers didn't score a touchdown at all, there were still some good moments on offense in this game. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, and we might as well start with this offense because, bro, let's just get this out of the way. Bro, he looked explosive and he looked shifty. He had great vision, great patience as well. Those are four really good traits that you want in a running back. He looked basically exactly how I expected him to look, and we couldn't see it in the Seahawks game because he was injured. And in the first opportunity that he has to prove himself, he takes advantage. Now, he didn't have a crazy good game with like over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns or something like that, kind of similar to how Elijah Dotson did last year against the Rams. But I think Kimani Vidal looked like physical, get in there kind of thing between the lines. And also, I didn't think Jared Patterson had as good of vision. Saw that in the Seahawks game mostly, but also in this game. Elijah Dotson, he struggled. Couldn't really make guys miss. I don't really expect him to make the team, which sucks because I thought he looked so good last year. Like I talked about that Rams game, he looked great. But then Isaiah Spiller, he also had some good moments, but they were not as good as the high points that we saw from Jarrett Patterson and Kimani Vidal. So if Isaiah Spiller makes this team, it's not going to be because he beat those guys out as a running back, but it's going to be because of his special teams ability. Joe Alt looked good too, and that's 2 rookies now that are looking good. Really flashed his ability to get to the second level and double team defensive linemen while being that guy that climbs and takes on the linebacker. He's a really fluid mover, especially at his size, and he looks great on a Kimani Vidal run where he and Trey Pipkins pulled to the left side, opened up huge holes on that line for Kimani to run through. It was like an easy 14 or 15 yards. I think it was actually his first run of the game. And then he also was mauling guys too, like later on, which was great to see because that's not really his game, you know, to bully defenders, but he showed that he can do that. And also his pass protection, really, really good. He had no hurries, no pressures allowed, really good anchoring ability. I saw the ability to recover as well. And he had an 80.7 pass block grade by PFF. Now, he did have 2 penalties, so some rookie mistakes, but, you know, a really good showing overall by him. Now, Quentin Johnston also had a good showing with that route he ran on the second drive, 3rd and 19. He beat the defender so badly that he drew illegal contact and was running down the field wide open, but Easton Stick overthrew him. Like that would have been an easy touchdown, but just like we saw from him last year, he drew a penalty and like that's all that came out of it. But his catch in the 3rd quarter where he ran a comeback route created separation from the defender and went up to catch the ball with both hands and then kept it secure through contact. Bro, what? That is something that we wanted to see. All of that, every aspect of that catch is what we wanted to see from him. There was another 3rd and 18 later in the game where he showed off his catching radius by going up, plucking the ball out of the air, but then he landed out of bounds. He was kind of pushed out of bounds by the defender. But if Luis Perez did not throw that ball late and high, then he would have had that along the sideline. But the fact that Quentin Johnston put that on tape, you know, that catching radius like Mike Williams-esque, I thought that was really good. I also thought that he blocked really well, but you know, that's something that I saw from last year. Like he was the best blocking wide receiver on this team last year. So that's going to get him on the field with a Jim Harbaugh team, but not surprising that he's blocking well. Now on defense, there was a lot more good because Easton Stick doesn't play defense. I thought the linebackers in general, they all had a pretty great day. Like Denzel Perryman, Deion Henley, Shane Lee, Shaquill Quarterman, all of them had moments, even Troy Dye, but Shaq, he had that fumble late in the game. Denzel Perryman, he blitzed well, hit hard too, had some good moments in run defense. And then Shane Lee, he broke up a pass in zone coverage. And then Deion Henry, bro, he looked fast and physical. He also diagnosed well in coverage, broke up a ball in the flat, like, bro, Kenneth Murray would never. He also blitzed well, just like Denzel Perryman did. He had one blitz where the Rams were backed up all the way to their 1 yard line. He pressured the quarterback, and the running back who tried to block him ended up getting hurt. Deion Henley is a dog. He's dangerous on the field, okay? And he's starting to put it all together, and I can't wait to see the tandem of him and Denzel Perryman, but also like the tandem of him and Junior Colson, because that has the potential to be the Chargers linebacker duo for like 8 years. And also shout out to Navarro Bauman, because if I'm saying all of these guys from that same position are playing well, that means we got a good coach. Another rookie that looked good, Tarheeb Still. Tarheeb just flat out looks like a dude, man, because he flashed in multiple facets of the game. In coverage, he had a great pass breakup when the quarterback was rolling to the right, kept up with the wide receiver using that speed, and then he got his arm in there for the pass breakup. And then he had a couple blitzes where he set the edge in run defense, but other guys would like miss the tackle when he did that. Like AJ Finley, he missed one tackle when Tarheeb set the edge pretty well on a blitz, but then there was another blitz on 4th down where he pressured the quarterback really, really quickly and showed off his speed and physicality, but also his football IQ, because when he blitzed, he played it differently versus when it was a run and when it was a pass. And the ability to just, change how you're blitzing on the fly based off what the offense is doing, that's pretty good football IQ, especially for a rookie. Now, he did have some tackling issues. Like, he had 2 missed tackles by PFF, but he's a young guy. He's going to have time to clean that up, especially because of how good his run defense is. Like, I believe that he can learn to tackle more efficiently. Dean Leonard also had an up and down game, but mostly played pretty well. He was sticky in coverage all night. The one big pass that he gave up was like, I don't know, maybe a pass interference on offense, because the wide receiver pushed him away at the last second and he fell down. So it was like full arm extension too. That's basically textbook how you call offensive pass interference. But you could also argue he needs to get his head around and maybe, I don't know. It was a weird play that I would not entirely blame him for. Like I said, I think it is a good argument for offensive pass interference, but posted an elite coverage grade by PFF. Also had that interception in the end zone. 25.6 passer rating when targeted. That is really good. And the only other Charger with an elite coverage grade was Deion Henley, of course. And he also had an elite defensive grade with 91. Now, some other quick notes on defense that I had, like Tremon Morris-Brash, I thought he looked better against the run and also was pressuring the quarterback on that Shaquill Quarterman fumble late in the game. Morgan Fox getting moved a lot in the run game. Didn't look too good. It's kind of concerning. Teair Tart looked great in the run game, though. So really glad we signed him. He had 2 plays where he flashed, including that tackle for loss in the 4th quarter. And then Jared Clark also, I thought he had some really nice penetration in the run game at times. I would like to see him play over Chris Hinton, because I think I've seen enough of Chris Hinton at this point. He hasn't flashed or shown any really good potential like Jared Clark and Teair Tart have. They need to play over him. And that is everything that you need to know from the Rams game. And if you did not see my last video, then you can click right here.